You already know what's destroying you. You know the relationship that's draining your life force, the fear that's keeping you small, the habit that's stealing your future, one day at a time. You know all of this, and yet nothing changes. What if I told you that what you call knowing isn't knowledge at all? That real knowledge is impossible without action, and everything else is just mental decoration. Today, we're exploring an ancient Chinese philosophy that reveals why your insights never become transformation and what to do about it. This is about the knowledge that actually changes lives. There's a concept in classical Chinese philosophy called zhixing heyi, the unity of knowledge and action. It's built on a radical idea. Knowing and doing aren't two separate things, they're one. Real knowledge is action. If you truly know something, you cannot help but act on it. If you're not acting on it, you don't actually know it, you've only thought about it. Here's what this means in practice. You don't know that your hand is in fire until you pull it out. You don't know that relationship is toxic if you keep going back. You don't know your worth if you keep accepting less. What you have is intellectual awareness, a shadow of knowledge, not knowledge itself. Think about it. If you touch a hot stove, do you need to convince yourself to pull away? Do you need motivation, discipline, a morning routine? No. The knowing and the action are instantaneous. They're the same thing. That's what real knowledge feels like. It moves you. But most of what we call knowledge doesn't move us at all. We collect insights like souvenirs. We understand concepts. We can explain ideas at parties. But our lives remain unchanged because we've mistaken information for transformation. Modern psychology confirms this split. Research shows that people can hold accurate beliefs about health, relationships, or productivity while behaving in complete opposition to those beliefs. We call this cognitive dissonance, but ancient Chinese philosophy saw it more clearly. It's not dissonance, it's the absence of real knowledge. You can't truly know something and contradict it with your actions. The contradiction itself is proof that you haven't reached actual understanding. There's another concept here, liangzhi, often translated as innate knowing or the knowledge of the good. This isn't intellectual knowledge. It's the immediate, intuitive understanding that lives beneath your thoughts. It's the voice that whispers the truth before your mind constructs justifications. It's what you feel in your body when something is right or wrong, before you talk yourself into or out of it. You've felt this. That gut feeling when someone lies to you, even though their words sound convincing. That inner knowing when you're about to make a mistake, even though you can rationalize it perfectly. That clarity that appears for just a moment before your mind floods it with doubt. That's liangzhi, and you've been trained to ignore it. Society teaches you to prioritize thinking over knowing, to analyze over intuiting, to intellectualize over feeling. So you override that inner wisdom with logic, with pros and cons lists, with the opinions of others. And then you wonder why you keep making the same mistakes. Here's what's happening. Your innate knowing sees the truth immediately. It knows the relationship won't work. It knows you're avoiding the real problem. It knows what needs to be done. But your intellect steps in to protect you from discomfort. And it builds elaborate stories about why you should wait, why it's complicated, why you're not ready. The tragedy is that you're receiving perfect guidance constantly, but you've learned to distrust it in favor of overthinking. Real knowledge, the kind that changes your life, isn't found by thinking harder. It's found by clearing away the noise and listening to what you already know. The wisdom isn't missing. The willingness to act on it is. Let me show you how this works in your life right now. Think of something you know you should do. Maybe it's leaving that job, setting a boundary, or starting that project. Now notice how your mind immediately generates reasons why you can't do it yet. I need more information. The timing isn't right. I need to be more prepared. It's complicated, you don't understand my situation. These aren't reasons. They're defenses against transformation. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. If you genuinely knew at the deepest level that something needed to change, you would have already changed it. The fact that you haven't reveals that some part of you is choosing the familiar pain over the unknown possibility. And your intellect is helping you hide this choice from yourself. This is sophisticated self-deception. You surround yourself with information about change without ever changing. You read about courage without being courageous. You study wisdom without becoming wise. You're using knowledge as a substitute for transformation. The philosophy of zhixing heyi cuts through this. It says, stop separating understanding from doing. Stop to prepare. Stop learning about the thing when you could be doing the thing. Real knowledge announces itself through action. Everything else is rehearsal. Here's a modern example. You can watch 100 videos about confidence, but confidence doesn't exist in your mind. It exists in the moment you do the uncomfortable thing anyway. The knowledge of confidence as the act of being confident. There's no separation. You can read 50 books about meditation, or you can sit down right now and be still for 5 minutes. One is information, the other is knowledge. The question isn't, what should I do? You already know. The question is, am I willing to trust what I know? So how do you bridge this gap? How do you move from thinking about wisdom to embodying it? First, stop seeking external validation for what you already know internally. Your liangzhi, that innate knowing, doesn't need more data. It doesn't need permission. It doesn't need perfect certainty. It needs your trust. When that inner voice speaks, act immediately. Not perfectly. Not after you've figured everything out. Immediately. Even if it's messy. Even if it's small. Because action completes knowledge. Every time you honor that inner knowing with movement, you strengthen the connection. Every time you override it with overthinking, you weaken it. Second, test your knowledge through behavior. If you claim to know something, let your actions prove it. Want to know if you've really let go of that grudge? Notice how you feel when their name comes up. Want to know if you've truly learned self-worth? Notice what treatment you accept. Your life is showing you what you actually know versus what you think you know. Third, simplify your decisions. Most of the time, you're not confused, you're avoiding. You know what the right choice is, you just don't like it. So you complicate the situation, seeking more information, more opinions, more time. Stop. Listen to that first, clearest instinct. That's usually your liangzhi speaking before your ego drowns it out. Fourth, practice small integrations daily. Choose one thing you know intellectually maybe, that you should drink more water, or call that friend, or take a walk and close the gap between knowing and doing. Right now, not later. Make knowledge and action the same breath. Ancient Chinese philosophy teaches that we're born with this innate wisdom already complete within us. It's not something we need to acquire from outside. It's something we need to stop covering up with complexity, doubt, and delay. You don't need another insight. You need the courage to act on the insights you already have. Because knowledge that doesn't transform you isn't knowledge, it's entertainment. Wisdom that doesn't change your behavior isn't wisdom. It's philosophy club. And you weren't put here to collect beautiful ideas. You were put here to live them. So here's the challenge. What is one thing you know right now deep in your bones, beneath all the noise that you've been avoiding? Not what you think, what you know. Maybe it's a conversation you need to have, a boundary you need to set, a leap you need to take, a goodbye you need to say, a hello you need to risk. You know what it is. And the ancient wisdom says, real knowledge will move you. If it hasn't moved you yet, you're still living in concepts, not truth. So close the gap, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, right now. Take one small action, any action that proves you know what you know. Because that's when knowledge becomes real. That's when wisdom stops being decoration and becomes your life. The unity of knowing and doing isn't a philosophy to study. It's a truth to live. Now go live it. Subscribe to Zen Mind if you're ready to stop learning about wisdom and start embodying it. The transformation you're seeking is hiding in the gap between what you know and what you do. Close the gap, change your life.